feel like I've got no depth perception with my blush recently. In the short time from my last video to now, I have just, if I were a submarine, I would have crashed into the bottom of the sea and all of my crew would be dead and would never be seen again. It'd be like the Titanic, but on a smaller scale of submarine things. I think I need parking sensors, like a lorry or something, when they go beep, beep, beep. That's what I need, I think. I think I need those to warn me when I've got too much blush on. Because although I spend a lot of time at home studying, it doesn't really matter when I have way too much blush on. I am starting to notice it myself. It's not even a case of I put some on and then I pause and then I put a bit more on and a bit more on, and then it just kind of gets out of control. So to help myself, I've decided to talk about blush again in a video because I love blush. I wanted to talk about some pretty spring blushes. I've been going for a lot of peaches, a lot of peachy pinks recently, and I've tried to include as few limited edition ones as possible so that no one gets really angry with me at the end when I whip out my wonderful Chanel blush and then smugly parade it in your face. It was meant to be 5, but then I found others and then suddenly all of the blushes wanted to join in. So we're going to start with one that I don't think is available anymore, just to give you an idea of the colours that I've been going for. This is my absolute favourite peachy pinky blush. It is by Shu Uemura and it is the Peach 47 blush, and it's this kind of pinkish, really bright apricot peach, I would say, and it has gold shimmers in it. It's quite a sheer blush, that's why I like it, because it instantly lifts the complexion and makes it look really perky. And I've just realised the word perky should really be used in conjunction with breasts and not blushes, but we'll gloss over that. So I love the sheer application of this blush. This is one of the few blushes that actually lasts on me all day without even disappearing. Mostly my blushes just kind of disappear as my foundation kind of slides off my face. So this is one of those rare blushes that is actually formulated really nicely, and I have no idea why they would discontinue this because it is stunning. From more available peach, I'd have to say that the MAC Something Special Cremeblend blush is one of my favourites, and there's a definite dip in this one. I love the way that it brightens up my face. It's a really sunny peachy colour, and I think it's a bit darker and a bit more orangey than the Shu blush I just showed, but it's got a bit more of a neutral tone in it as well. It's not really orangey or really pink. It's just, quite frankly, quite a true peach. So this is one of my absolute favourites. I do have the previous 2 cream blush formulas from MAC, one from absolutely, I would say about 5 years ago, and the one that was before this, and this is a much nicer texture. It's more cream to powder, lasts longer and doesn't feel tacky on the skin. Not to mention the colour is just perfect for right now. I love this one. Then I'm going to go for another peachy pink. This is Rouge Bunny Rouge, and I got this 2 days ago, and this is the colour Vermeer. This is one of their blush ones, I think, and they have crazy names, really kind of pretentious long names that I'm going to put in the description box. We're just going to call it blush wand. This is a really pretty kind of peachy pink. It's very easy to wear. The only thing I will say about this is that the application is more tacky than some other cream blushes I have. Some I have that are quite slippy, some I have that, like this MAC one, which are more cream to powder, but this one definitely stays tacky for a little bit more time on the skin. That said, it gives this beautiful sheer application of colour, and you just tap it in with your fingers, you get beautiful pinky peach flush. It's kind of the counterpoint between, I would say, Becca Tuberose and MAC Something Special, because it has the corally red tones of Tuberose, but it's definitely a more of a peachy side. Also, how cute is the packaging? I love packaging that I can just chuck in my handbag. Seeing as I've already spoken about it, I think I need to move on to Becca, which is like the daddy of coral blushes. I do own NARS Cactus Flower, and I would reach for this 10 times over the NARS Cactus Flower. I just love this blush. It's a reddy reddy coral, slightly watermelony, but it's not too warm, so it could suit a variety of skin. It is a lip and cheek creme, and a lot of people would think, oh, that kind of awful twin set and pearls matchy kind of idea about putting this on your lips as well as your cheeks, but it looks so pretty and so naturally easy. It's just really easy going, really lovely to wear, and it lasts really well. The texture and colour of this blush is just wonderful. I would recommend this to anyone, seriously. No, I've hit pan, I mean, come on. I love the way this looks across the lips and cheeks. I just think it's so beautiful, so effortless, and it just gives you this really pretty kind of happy, sunny flush. I'm really gravitating towards the warmer colours at the moment, so Becca Tuberose had to be in this top 7. So I have 3 more to show you, and one of them has to be this Daniel Sandler watercolour blush in Pop. I would recommend all of the blushes, but this is the one that I get the most use out of, and this is my absolute favourite colour. I love the texture of these. They're kind of weird. You need to shake them up and mix them all together. They're water-based blushes, and you literally just need a tiny drop because they're so rich in pigment. If you spread them out with your finger, you'll notice a slightly sandy, slightly gritty texture, really fine sandy texture as you blend in. What you're left with is the most stunning, diaphanous, sheer flush. I mean, not sheer in terms of pigment, but sheer in terms of letting your skin's texture show through. And the thing that really sets this apart is it's all-day wear for me. These wear perfectly, no problems, all day. Like the Terminator, punch them down, they get back up. For me, my blush just tends to disappear. I like to be able to notice my blush on my skin. I'm not a softly kind of girl. I absolutely love this kind of watermelon pink colour. It's so brightening. Every time I put it on, I think it makes my complexion just sing. It's just this perfect sheer wash of colour. You need a dot for each cheek, maybe even less, and just gives you this bright pop, and it looks like skin. I think that's what I mean when I say sheer. It just looks like skin because the texture is so thin but the pigment is so rich that your skin's natural texture shows through. These are wonderful, but this colour Pop is just speaks to me for spring. It's so bright and just kind of a bit of a tonic, really, I guess, without sounding too much like Nigella Lawson with her pretentious descriptions of food. Okay, so the next blush I have was given to me by a lovely friend, and it is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush, and this is in Doll Face, which is this, it comes up as this warm, stunning warm pink on me. The reason that I love these blushes is that they're extremely high quality. I wouldn't say I get 12 hours wear from these, but what I do get is really great wear. The texture doesn't look chalky on my skin, it just kind of melds effortlessly with my skin. It doesn't sit on top and look ugly or chalky. On my skin tone, this colour kind of gives me a warm pink, slightly leaning coral flush, which looks absolutely beautiful. It's warm and sweet and just very pretty. Kind of reminds me of how MAC Marine Life used to look on my skin tone, but slightly less red. It's just a stunning blush. I couldn't do it without a pink. I tried, but I couldn't do it without a true pink. So the last blush is Illamasqua's cream blush in Sob, and this is a really beautiful cool pink, and the first thing I need to draw your attention to is that it smells like Milky Buttons, and who wouldn't want a blush that smells like Milky Buttons? The thing that I like about Illamasqua's blushes, which I really hated initially, is their really soft emollient texture. They blend really softly across the skin. They've got a lot of slip, so a little goes a long way with one of these. And they give you this beautiful dewy finish, which is perfect for dry skins. Also for people like me who have spent a whole winter trying to use up Estee Lauder Double Wear, finished it last week, celebration, happy times, me love you long time. And I've just been using this as a counter to Horrible Matte. Since I've used up my horrible Estee Lauder Double Wear, I've been really obsessed with kind of the dewy face, really obsessed with highlighters, blushes like this which give a sheen to the skin, give a beautiful colour, but also just that kind of hint of dewiness. I mean, it can turn into oiliness later in the day for me, but at the moment that's not a deal breaker because I'm just really enjoying having more sheer skin and no chalky mattes and no looking like I dipped my face in chalk dust. This texture just melts really naturally into the skin and leaves a beautiful flush behind, and it just gives a beautiful kind of glow to the skin, and I think that it is just absolutely beautiful. I just said that. One of my friends on Twitter bet me that if I did a blush video, how many times I would say absolutely beautiful, and I think she's won. So let me know what your kind of favourite spring blushes are, what you're wearing at the moment, but not in a pervy way, because I don't really want to hear from you if you're only wearing socks, your name is Terry, you're 45 from Bolton. That would just be wrong. What kind of blushes are you wearing at the moment? Because I think I picked some pretty good ones for spring. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Sorry I've been away so long. My life is just manic at the moment. We're moving next month, we're trying to get everything sorted, panicking a bit, thesis. Have a lovely day everybody, and hopefully get my favourites video up soon. So